OP4 TV. I'm Bill from the BX. We're here with another episode, September 11th special edition. I'm here with my man.
What's going on? This is Vince from the BX,
Yeah.
representing PSA, Pure Sport Athletics.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Yes, sir.
what's going on, brother? There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Stop playing. Stop playing with us.
And the gym. You know what I'm saying?
Every
How you
day.
doing, brother? Thank you for having me.
Hey, appreciate you coming on. I know you have a busy schedule, a tight schedule, so let's get right into it.
Yeah.
September 11th, 2001, you rode your bike from the Bronx to Manhattan. How many rats did you count?
I think I see besides for the ones who walk on two legs, there was
That's a very BX thing to say, champ.
there were many. Once I got out the Bronx, there was I saw more of the four-legged ones.
Absolutely. Tell us about what happened that day, your thoughts, your feelings as it was all going down.
It's weird because now you're like half a lifetime ago, I feel. Because during that time we were young adults.
Yeah.
Some of us without children. I woke up that morning with the TV on, and I thought it was part of a dream because normally when I fall asleep with the TV on, somehow whatever I'm watching gets incorporated in my dreams. And when I woke up, I thought it was a dream, and then that's when I saw the second plane hit the tower, I think the second tower, and I was like, all right, let me change the channel. Let me see if this this is real, and everything was the same on each channel. And then that's when I ran downstairs and checked with the family. I believe my mom was at work at the time, and I tried to get in contact with my sister and so forth. And the towers, the cell phone towers was down.
The towers was down. Like for me and my family, we had Nextels. We had the chirp. So I was able to hit my dad. I was able to hit my brother.
I didn't have that. I didn't progress to Nextel till like probably 2000. The next following year, I had a Nokia. I remember
the brick phone.
Nah, not even one. It was this Nokia joint that looked like a seashell or something like that. I thought it was.
Oh, was it like a flip joint?
Yeah. I thought it was.
That phone was dope because it was so small. But if you got an issue on that 2 train, that phone wasn't a weapon like that Nextel was.
No. So, I like you said, I jumped on my bike and I just did what naturally came to me. Let me go look for my sister, and I drove to her. I don't know why, she probably was still been at work, but I rode my bike. And I remember jumping on the FDR on my bike, and the FDR was clear. There was no cars on the FDR. So I rode down the FDR and got off and went to my sister's job. She worked at Citibank by Tiffany's on 57th Street in Park. The bank was clearly closed, and I think everybody was pretty much migrating north. Unless you lived in the city, even the people I think who lived in the city were trying to get out of the city. They didn't want to be in the city. They were just trying to, be close to family members or what have you.
Yeah, my sister went to Leadership High School. So for me, I left the Bronx and I jumped on my bike, big yellow mongoose.
My bike was a mongoose.
Man, I was booking it downtown, and like yourself, I got on the from White Plains Road to Gun Hill Road. I took it up to Fordham to the concourse, and I think I crossed over on 135th Street Bridge, and then as I took 135th, when I came across the bridge, I was at First or Second Ave. And I went down, and like yourself, I took the FDR wide open. But they stopped me. Yeah, but the police stopped me, and they was like, "Look, you ain't going no further downtown than this." And my sister, again, she's in Leadership High School. Leadership High School is it's a couple of street. It's like on the same block almost as the World Trade Center, the towers. By this time, the second building already came down, and it was all bad. You know what I'm saying? Havoc had opened up in the streets of New York. Um, just to think that it was 20 years ago now is just, you know what I'm saying,
It's
crazy.
weird, man, and it's so many layers to that onion.
Yeah,
Like 20 years ago, clearly we're all adults. Some of us, have children. Some of us have grandchildren,
yeah.
which that alone too is weird to me. And and clearly there's young adults who have grown from that
Yeah,
situation. And I was watching I think it was I was in a food shop, and then I seen People magazine, and they said the children of 9/11. I was like,
hmm
damn. I was like, damn. You know what? My cousin was born right. My cousin was born that year, the 17th of 2001, and I was like, damn. There are young adults
hmm
who don't know, and they know, but they don't know what was going on beforehand.
My
So
man, my close homie, his son was born June 2000. I have two friends whose sons was born June 2000, one of which is in the RTC program at St. John's right now.
wow,
You know what I'm
wow.
saying? He's an RTC. He's about to join the military. And like, well, let's take it back to you. You joined the Air Force National Guard when?
I joined in 2013. Um,
2013. So here we are in 2001.
2021.
2000. Well, we're in 2021, but in 2001, the attacks happened on September 11th. You was in New York for that incident.
Hmm.
12 years later, you yourself end up joining the military. 20 years later, we still are just now leaving Afghanistan.
Yeah. I think everybody, with regard to, because I was, I'm not gonna lie, I was totally biased with the military, even for when my boy joined back in, my close brother Jamal, he joined back in, I think it was 95. But
Oh yeah, Jamal. Yeah, yeah. He was just for those that don't know, me and Vince, we didn't give a lot of backstory. We went to high school together,
yeah,
and
I went to EV,
you ran to Child's
and
High School right in the North
yeah,
Bronx on Gun Hill Road, and
yes.
they probably won't recognize that because you young, you got a baby face and shit like that. And everybody don't know, but we graduated like the same year. Well, I got left back. I was supposed to graduate. I eventually graduated, concentrating with my and
Yeah,
yeah, man. So yeah, Jamal, we got a link. We got yeah, I gotta get him on. I gotta get him come up here and talk to me, man.
yeah, he'll definitely would participate and love to be a part of the show.
Yeah, man.
So just when he joined, I was totally biased,
Hmm
but for all the other reasons that the black man may have had towards the military. But
Absolutely.
years later, and I joined, it was weird. I was doing a mud run, and at the end of the run, they had this pull up challenge, and I still had mad energy in me, so I bust the pull up challenge out, and it was an Air Force recruiter there that was doing it, and he gave me the stats and yada yada, why I should join and the benefits, and at the time I was still thinking like, yo, I wanted to go back to school to get my degree in graphics.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, I didn't want to pay for it. And he said, hey, this is how you can do it, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, one weekend out the month, I ain't out there like that. I got 2 weeks out the year. I'm like, all right, bet. I end up joining, and here I am. And the only regret I do have about joining is that I wish I would have done it a little earlier in my life. But
Yeah.
otherwise, from that, uh, I found out. No, I found out. This may sound cheesy and too, but it has been rewarding and fulfilling with regard to the missions I've been a part of, and the missions that had been consistent with the city. I
Oh,
felt like
absolutely.
I have contributed to my city, whether it's from the whole COVID mission of last year to different humanitarian missions that we've had to natural disasters that take place, and they call us and we pretty much are there.
Yeah,
So to this current mission I'm on right now with the evacuees and refugees from Afghanistan, it
that's
is
crazy.
definitely a truly humbling experience right now. So yeah.
Man, I would have never thought if you had told me 20 years ago that I would go on my phone and get an email from Uber and they're saying, hey, donate money to help the evacuees and the refugees of Afghanistan from as America withdraws from Afghanistan. I would have completely told you a lie. For number one, I wouldn't even know what an Uber was.
Yep.
And then the way the media had us looking at everybody in the Middle East, not just Afghanistan, but Iraq, Saudi Arabia,
Yeah. Yeah.
Kosovo, everybody was the enemy. Everybody was the op, according to the way the media had portrayed it. And
And
to look
you're
at us
right.
now, we're here and we're serving a mission where we're helping refugees from Afghanistan.
The thing is with that, the media itself can be the enemy. And
Absolutely.
one reason why I say the media can be the enemy is because we take things on face value instead of doing our own due diligence and finding, the exact root for a lot of stuff. And that falls in line with people as well. What makes this mission even more close to heart to me? I have a close friend from from college, went to FIT,
Mm-hmm.
and she was. That's another thing. FIT was for those who don't know, Fashion Institute of Technology. That was a melting ground. Just like New York City, it was a melting pot of culture. FIT was a melting pot of different ethnicities coming
Mm-hmm.
together pretty much. You have your regular colleges in New York City that pretty much consist of New Yorkers and all that, but FIT, people from all over came. So
Well, yeah.
hence to that, I have a good friend of mine named Sabrina, and her parents was from Afghanistan, but
Wow.
parents came over here in I think the late 70s, early 80s, when the conflict took place with Afghanistan and Russia.
Yeah.
So her
Well, it was
parents,
the USSR at the time.
yeah. So
Yeah.
her parents pretty much went through the same situation what's going on right now.
Wow.
So, but before this conflict, Sabrina used to tell me about Afghanistan, how Afghanistan was before Russia invaded and so forth. Show me pictures, and it's totally different before it became because it's always been a religious country, a country as she puts of made of different tribes,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a flourishing country, and it is totally different opposed to now. And so that's why, especially with this mission right now, it's a little close to home because I feel it's only right out of, respect and love for her that I be a
Yeah.
part of it. And what she already told me about her people, what she already
Yeah.
told me about her parents and so forth. And even to this day, she has been educating me in regarding to the different cultural barriers and how to talk to them, how to
Oh, absolutely.
be more empathetic towards them, I guess,
Absolutely.
and very very helpful. And because there still is that barrier there, but we want to make them feel more welcome. And she has been helping me get a better understanding of the cultural differences too as well, instead of letting our ignorance take over. Because
Well,
I ain't gonna lie, in the beginning of the mission, the level of ignorance was very high,
I would imagine.
very
I would imagine,
very high.
especially with younger service members. For me,
Yeah.
like you said, you know a young lady whose family came over here in the 70s and 80s, and they, you have a background. So can you imagine being, well, we're grown, you know what I'm saying? We're adult men, we're grown men. You can imagine being 25 and someone, a younger enlisted member, 25 years old, their whole life, everything that comes from the Middle East has been negative. Their whole
Negative.
life.
Whole life.
There's never been nothing positive come over there. Their whole life, their whole military career. They say they joined the military coming straight out of high school. 7 years, all they've known is that's the enemy.
Yeah.
And they don't know anybody from Afghanistan. They don't know anybody from the Middle East that's outside of that. If you think about it, at 25 years old, they wasn't even really there to experience the New York City culture immediately following 9/11, the attacks on the towers in September 11, 2001, where racism was slim to none.
Bro, it's weird because to segue on that, I remember the city was pretty much shut down for several days, and then once things started to pick up, there was a bodega, or the Optimal, pretty much. The Optimal was run by Middle Eastern, and the bodega is pretty much by a Latin community. So there was the Optimal right around the block on 8th Ave and 27th Street. And as a student, you build rapport with the owners and so forth. You get a friendship, and sometimes they front you when you ain't got, especially you're a college student, and you ain't got certain shit, you ain't got money. They know you're gonna come back there. They front you, and then you pay them later on. So anyhow, I grew rapport with a good amount of the workers there and so forth. And it hurt my heart to see how within less than 24 hours, granted what took place on 9/11, how the city turned on them. When I got back to school, when the school started open, when school reopened, they had to shut down they shut down the Octamo because it was ransacked twice. The owners was beat up, and they had to put a sign up. It was like, now we'll be closed and so forth. And then when I seen that and I heard it, it hurt my heart. It's like, yo, everything was all cool a week ago, but now because of 9/11, the racist head of individuals came out. Even the cab drivers who weren't even Afghanistan. They were just Hindu or what have you. They were just getting pulled out of the car and getting beaten, so forth.
Yeah.
And there's a Snapple fact. Everybody who was a terrorist on those planes, weren't even from Afghanistan. So it's like, it doesn't matter. Just letting people know, but this is fucked up situation, and that hurt my heart too. Like, yo, these people ain't got nothing to do with this, but it just goes to show how, in a blink in an eye, there was community. When I say a blink in an eye, when the towers hit, everybody was united, helping one another. But once it started to dissipate, that angry head of racism, it emerged, and
a lot of people don't know. A lot of people who may live in New York City. There are people who may have lived in New York City but moved there as adults. They don't know that how segregated and racist New York City is.
Yeah.
It's very segregated and racist. For us, we went to high school. How many white people went to our high school?
Very far. Yeah.
Students, it was like 0. You know what I'm saying?
In the Bronx, yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just
it wasn't like Kennedy High.
No.
Opposed to
Bronx Science or something like that. We had maybe like 2 Asians.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And
the story is totally complex too. So yeah.
Super complex. But like I said, here we are 20 years later. You obviously have an affinity for fashion. So even though you are in the military, you're pursuing your career, you're making things happen for yourself, and I'm happy for you. I feel like just the other day, it feels like a year ago, 2 years ago, when you called me like, "Yo, I'm thinking about joining," I'm like, "What? For what?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm jaded when it comes to the military. My career was crazy, but I'm glad you did. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's what you bring to your career is something special because of your experiences. Joining in at an older age made you wiser. Obviously, you're still fit. That definitely helps.
Yeah.
But tell us about your ambitions with Pure Sport Athletic.
Well, my ambitions with Pure Sport Athletic, how Pure Sport Athletic, let me just tell you how it started first and
Absolutely.
foremost. At the time, back in 2013, 2014, I was a trainer for two of the most popular clubs in New York City, and that was New York Sports Club and Crunch. And simultaneously, I was still working within the industry. I was working for Macy's, designing for a brand called uh, Taza Alba and Greg Norman's golf collection. So, mind you, I was training clients like 5 in the morning, and then after I finished like two or three clients, I'll jump in the train and go down to Howard Square, where the corporate office of Macy's was at, and do that little 9 to 5 from there, and then shoot back uptown to 83rd Street and train clients till about like 10. So that was my whole schedule for the week, and not to include Saturdays. And so I always had a passion to design background. I was a celebrity stylist too as well for several years. But I got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm tired of putting this energy towards other people's dreams, whether it was corporate or just doing side jobs, side hustles. And I was like, all right, um, sports was my thing, but I wasn't that person who always clinged on to like basketball or football and all that. I just loved being athletic.
Yeah.
Hence the how the name came along, pure sport, because you don't necessarily have to be in one genre or sport for you to be athletic. It's just the point of you have being flexible and the point of movement.
Absolutely.
And hence the play on words too, PSA, to spread the message of fitness.
Absolutely.
All right.
Love it.
And that's what it pretty much was birthed out of my passion for design and my passion for fitness, and applying all that, what I've learned with the body movement and so forth, studying with my clients, asking them questions, watching what the clients who wear to the gym, even the simple things as far as like different type of spandex. I would talk to some of the members of the gym and ask them, why would they wear this opposed to that? Down to the point of them wearing this type of material during their menstrual and all that. All that stuff matters. Yeah, all that stuff matters. What feels good on the body and so forth. So I took all that those aesthetics into mind and went ahead and pushed forward with the brand itself. Granted, is not where I want it to be, but it is where it needs to be right now. And with yourself, with brothers like yourself and other people who has been showing me that support, which I appreciate, the brand has been growing.
Awesome.
Yeah. And
we're trying to take this to the next level though. We need the next Under Armour to be black owned, coming out the Bronx, and we got to make this happen. Let's do it, yo.
I'm trying my best, and I tried my best to incorporate different elements of my life, and people like, boom, the hat you have right there, even to this hat.
Yes, sir.
This is one of the new hats we have, which is incorporating the different patches where you can exchange and put this patch on, either on the hat or the garment you're wearing, and that element came along with this may sound a little weird, but the elements of the military.
Absolutely.
And you can different patches,
Yeah.
like this and all that. And people was like, and some people are unfamiliar with the patches in the military. With the patches in the military, there you go. It's
Sure.
pretty much, it represents the unit you with,
Uh-huh.
or a sense of morale. And with these patches, I feel is, not just representative of the brand, but the sense of morale where you can interchange the different colors of the selection that we have as well. So I try to incorporate some point of me within the design process as well, and have people relate to it too. So that's some of the new stuff we got coming forth with the brand, interchanging of the different patches that will go along with the polos or the sweats and so forth.
Absolutely. Hey, I too am my own brand with the OP4 TV. Here we try to make I did create a logo, and I'm working on getting that patented. Here we are a platform where we want to give veterans a voice. We want to give veterans an opportunity to say what they need to say. We want to address veteran issues and address what veterans got going on in their lives. And hopefully we could bring down some of the things like the crazy suicide rate amongst veterans, the crazy unemployment amongst veterans. We give other veterans to motivate like yourself and be entrepreneurs on top of the 9 to 5 and understand that, we can sleep later. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get enough rest. But right now we're going to eat and we're going to chase our dreams. That's what this platform is for.
Pretty much. Unfortunately, like you mentioned, the suicide rate amongst the veterans, and that's another thing too that I try my best to address. Being that I'm an NCO, I try to communicate as much as I can with younger airmen, current airmen, battle buddies, and all that. Just like, yo, we're here for one another, and as hard as it may sound for them not to communicate, it's as easy as it is for you to just like tap or nudge, like, yo, man, I'm going through this, and I'm dealing with that, and I want to say 10 times out of 10 we can relate because we're dealing with the same issues. We're dealing with the same issues. It's just a different page, but it's in the same book. It's
Absolutely.
in the same book.
Absolutely. So, we're gonna have that conversation, man. I need you to come back again, and we're gonna talk some more. And I love doing this, building with you, bro. It's always good linking up, always good talking with you. I know we get busy, we be living our lives and all that, but yeah, man, always good.
Yo, I want to add, man, I like the background and the selection of albums you got.
Pete? You Pete?
Yeah, I Pete.
That's the old Kanye. That's the old Kanye. That's not this new. That's not the red hat dude.
Those albums you have there are all essential. Like, damn, from Wu-Tang 93 to Midnight Marauders 93, 9,
yo, Illmatic. I got the Illmatic. See, I had the option to get the original Illmatic under Columbia, but that's the live Illmatic that's the one that Nas owns.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to get the joint for under mass that he released that under Mass Appeal, and I was at the with the National Sympathy Orchestra.
Yeah, I got that album. I went out my way to make sure I purchased that joint.
You told you I got it because of you. I think you had put it on your gram or something like that on your story, and I was like, oh, say word. Went up there with some Mass Appeal and made it happen. So yeah, man, I'm gonna add some more albums to it, and yeah,
what you got is good. I don't know who else you gonna add to.
Oh, come on, man.
You know who you are missing? You're missing KRS.
I'm missing KRS. I'm definitely missing KRS. One of my favorite albums of all time. I'm missing the Fugees joint.
Oh, the score. Okay.
The score could go up here. The score could go
up there. KRS can go up there. Probably Big Pun's first album.
Pun gotta go. Pun gotta go up here, yo.
You gotta
Great Adventures of Slick Rick.
See, and that's your 3 right there. That's your 3 right there on the bottom.
Right there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My life. I gotta get my R&B shit. I gotta get Mary J. Blige. My life.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got a good joint right there, but I had to acknowledge that.
Hey, appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you, sir. You know what I'm saying? It's got the backdrop. It's all about the backdrop.
Yeah. Okay.
Beautiful. Hey, thanks again. My man Vince Lake at Pure Sport Athletic on Instagram at Pure Sport Athletic. You got a .com too, right?
Yeah, puresportathletic.com. It's spelled and sound the same. It's no different.
PureSportAthletic.com. Check them out. Support the brand. Black-owned
Yeah.
business. Veteran-owned business. Let's make it happen, y'all. OP4 TV signing off.
Blessings, bro.